What is up, bros and broettes? I am Inkslasher, and today we're going to be talking about some big changes coming to Infinite Warfare. As you guys know, I let you know yesterday that Call of Duty was having a live stream to talk about some things going on with the multiplayer, and we didn't get a ton of information. I thought we were going to get more information to do with like score streak variants and that kind of stuff we haven't heard very much about, but we didn't really get that. We got some other information though, however, surrounding new weapon updates and that kind of stuff, so we're going to talk about all of that today. So the first thing I actually wanted to talk about actually has nothing to do with the live stream. This happened on Twitter earlier today. So Joe Kokot, who is one of the lead developers for multiplayer at Infinity Ward, was talking to some people on Twitter earlier today, and the one thing you may have noticed about Infinite Warfare is there hasn't been many weapon balances, and what I mean by that is just think back to Black Ops 3. Think about how many times the weapons were changed. Just think of the Vesper alone. The Vesper alone was patched 5 to 6 times in Black Ops 3's life cycle, and think forward to Infinite Warfare, really no weapons have been buffed, debuffed, anything really. There have been some changes to weapon variants, but overall the mass of the weapons have not been really changed that much at all. Well, Joe Kokot today mentioned on Twitter that they will be nerfing the NV4, at least he made us believe that, and they also made us believe that the Type 2 was going to get buffed. So in other words, there should be a pretty big weapons update coming, probably mid-March, I would guess, with the rest of the stuff that they mentioned in the live stream. Speaking of the live stream, what did they talk about in that? So the first thing that they mentioned is 3 things that are going to be coming out mid-March. The first one is Emblem Creator, that was supposed to come out at the end of February, but got delayed to the middle of March. The new mission team, which is known as Blood Anvil, at least that's what we're all thinking it's called, because there's game files literally in the game that show this, literally cutscenes with it. So Blood Anvil should be coming the middle of March. And finally, new prestige levels. Now this one's interesting because the way they made it sound to me is that there's going to be totally new prestiges. There's not going to be one Grandmaster prestige with 1,000 levels. It sounds like just more prestiges in general. The reason why I say that is because the next thing they said is they are updating the prestige icons. So you know, like the little icons beside people's names, they said that they're going to be doing an overhaul of those and adding in new ones. And that makes it sound like they're adding in new prestiges. They wouldn't add new icons in if they weren't adding in new prestiges. As far as the current prestige icons, they are not changing those. They're just updating the look of them, making them look a little bit more crisp. They are not changing the look of them. Even though in the live stream it kind of made it sound like that, Joe Kokot on Twitter once again went out and confirmed that they are only making them look a little bit better, not changing the way they look altogether. The next thing they mentioned was changes to classic weapons. So classic weapons like the OSA, the MK2, that kind of thing. They mentioned that every single one of the classic weapons you're going to be able to get a nuke with. So that's good. So they're going to be adding the nuclear to the classic weapons. Now, a lot of people are assuming that they're just going to be adding these to the base weapons. I very highly doubt that. The reason why I say that is because they also mentioned that they're going to be adding gun perks to all of the classic weapons as well. And to do that, it almost seems like they need to add classic weapon variants. That is my guess to what they're actually going to do. They're going to still have the base weapons that you unlock with your prestiges, but on top of that, they're also going to have classic weapon variants. I hope that they do it the way where they just add the nuclear to the single classic weapons. To me, it sounds more like that they are adding variants to classic weapons as well. I don't know what it's going to be, that's just what it sounded more like to me. Also, they're making some changes to the Mark II weapons. So the Mark II weapons as of right now are the exact same as the normal variants, plus a 15% XP bonus when you get kills with that weapon. What they said is that they are going to be upping that bonus to something higher than 15%. They said it's not going to be a ridiculous amount. My guess would be either 20 or 25%, but only time will tell for that. What I think would be really cool is that if they took those Mark II weapons and added an XP bonus to them, but it was based on the rarity. For example, epic weapons would be 25%, legendaries would be 20%, and rares would be 15%. Something along those lines. Are they going to do that? I don't know. It's just a good idea if you ask me. And the final bit of information we got during the live stream has to do with this weekend. So this weekend, we are getting double XP, double weapon XP, and epic gun game. So if you don't know what epic gun game is, it's gun game with only epic weapons. And they also said that the final kill is going to be with the new axe, the headsman, the one that you can actually throw at people and get kills, which is going to be a whole lot of fun. I might actually do a video on it if you guys are interested in that. You can let me know down in the comments. But that is pretty much all the big changes coming to Infinite Warfare. A lot of really exciting things. I'm most excited for the mission team. So stay tuned, hit that subscribe button, and you'll be updated whenever new things are coming to Infinite Warfare, Black Ops 3, Modern Warfare Remastered. I'm trying to stay on top of all of the news for all 3 games. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. And until next time, guys, peace out.